Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Elizabeth, and I'll be guiding you through today's webinar. We're excited to continue our webinar series with a session focused on product design and user experience. Today, we'll explore a challenge many teams face as products grow and evolve: accidental design. Our speaker is Denis Mandrek, a senior UX/UI designer at CIGen. With more than 5 years of experience designing web and mobile products, Denis helps teams turn complex ideas into intuitive, scalable user experiences. He has worked across the entire product design process, from user research and product discovery to design systems and usability testing, always with a focus on creating solutions that work for both users and businesses. In today's session, Denis will share how to recognize accidental design patterns in digital products, why they can become costly over time, and what teams can do to build more intentional and sustainable design processes. Let's get started. Over to you, Denis.
Thank you, Lisa, very much. So today we're going to talk about the trap of accidental design in digital products, and a couple of words about myself. As Lisa already mentioned, I'm senior UX/UI designer with experience over than 5 years and work in different domains: big data, healthcare, e-commerce, creating designs for web and mobile applications across US and Europe market, and working in small and big teams. So that's in a nutshell about me. Our agenda for today is we're going to talk about the definition of accidental design. What is it? And when nobody is chosen, but everybody built it. What kind of symptoms it has and why it happens. We're going to check what kind of reasons happens for accidental design, and also we'll take a look at some world use cases. How much does it cost to business? We're gonna check out a couple of examples from real products, big products, and at the end, the last but not least, we will see how to fix it. There are a couple of approaches. Of course, there can be more in real life, but in high level, I want to describe a couple of them, which I tried and they work in my practice. And yeah, so let's get started from the first about the accidental design. Let's check what it is. First of all, there are a couple of phrases. It can be more, but I just highlighted 3 phrases that quietly build accidental design. One of them, and we'll fix it next screen, or we'll fix it next version. Usually it's not going to be fixed because new sprint and new version, they are bringing to the backlog, to the team, new task, new priorities, and there is no more time or chance to fix it later. So it's better to do it right from the very beginning and to fix all the problem as soon as you can, because developing later or rebuilding later will cost much more. Another one is we don't have time for this. For example, we have other priorities. We don't have time for some short, at least for a couple of days or a couple of hours, for discovery, for research to understand the problem. We usually focus on delivering something to the client until Friday because we don't have time for this. So something like that can build accidental design. And the last one I highlighted, just let's ship it for now, let's ship it now and see what happens. This is kind of good for some experiments to try to test later, but if you have intention for that. If you don't have intention for this experience and you just build it and saying it on your intuition, so then it can bring problems and it can build accidental design in your product. What is accidental design definition? First, I heard about this in Lean UX book. One of the co-authors of this book is Jeff Bossel, and he said that our goal is not to create deliverable, but it's to change something in the world, to create an outcome. He's also described a lot of different things about some. I remember about some silo when each member of the team are sitting in their own silo and they like speaking different languages and they understand the product like in really different way. And in that case, accidental design is like the future of this product because nobody has the same vision for the product. Also, another man is Jared Spool. He is famous for the 300 million button case. He just added the button on checkout page where users could buy the products without creating an account. And this button actually will bring brought to the company, to this e-commerce website, $300 billion for the first year. And he is always like comparing the unintended or accidental design with intention. And he is saying that unintended design happens when the team focuses on development and deployment without any consideration of what will happen when people try to use it, when it gets to the end user. And another book I also recommend is Articulating Design Decision. It's not only for designers, but also for stakeholders, for communication inside the team. And this is really a short phrase, but it tells a lot that the most articulate person usually wins. And for me, it's like I understand that when you have some proof, when you have some validation of your design decision, your designs always wins. It's not just like about wireframes or decorations or beautiful make it pretty UI in Figma, but it's about design solutions. So yeah, I mentioned about this phrase previously. Let's ship it for now, and it's okay. Ship it for now in early stages and some experience and MVP when we want to build like some kind of basic functionality, basic feature on our products. So, but if we have in our team and our product, we have some vision to validate this decision later, to talk to users, to understand some priorities of this functionality, test it later and build later actually what really users need and what really brings some value to the business. And the other one, when you ship it for now, when you just fix it later in real product, when you already have some hundreds, thousands of users and you still like building something on your hypothesis and you don't check it, so it can be a problem, and your product, your designs can turn into a Frankenstein. Okay, the other section is symptoms. Let's check what kind of symptoms we have about accidental design. And first of all, this phrase, it seems to me, or I feel like I hear it almost like really often. And this phrase also like have the big chance to build accidental design in the product, because we all like in the team, designers, developers, project managers, and all the team members, no offense to everybody, but it's like system problem, the problem of the team. We have our own biases and we cannot like rely only on our expertise, on our like experience, but we should actually rely on some data, on some users, because we are building the products for real users, for people, and we should build this product with people. We need to check data. We have to talk to users, to spend some time for usability testing. We also can check if we build some new solutions. I guess, and I'm sure that some of the solutions are already built, and we can check the competitors, how users are already using that. We can take something to us, so depending on our product, of course. And of course, we need to agree together in the team and answer these questions like honestly, that we are aligned, we are on the same page, and we cannot build something just and it seems to me phrase. So the other symptom is feature factory. it's again about when we're building feature on feature on the top of the feature, and from day one. But in some like time, in a couple of years or couple of months, we will get some kind of Frankenstein interface, because we're building on hypothesis or just only on confidence or as an evidence, without any proofs and validation, without any checking the data. And at the end of the day, we will get some kind of, this is just example of, some crowded UI and cluttered, but it's not sometimes, but usually it's not about the UI even, it's about that the features that nobody uses, and some temporary solution that we build, and they're still not temporary, but they're still in our product, and we are not checking if they are really appropriate for users, and if they are really bringing some value to business, because we didn't check some data, some analytics. So yeah, like that. And as a result, at the end of the day, we will get this invisible design depth, that every temporary solution that we build, for example, every exception from the system, when stakeholder or client discuss something with developer, they skip the design phase, they skip the research phase, and they just put some, I don't know, some strange, some not consistent elements, and design just turned into a Frankenstein. And at the same time, the result of accidental design is design depth. And another one is because somebody asked, because somebody just wanted to add some button on some page, and at the end of the day, like in some time, that button doesn't do anything, because because we didn't check anything, because it just some person or client wanted to have it there, but we didn't prove it wrong, and we just put it because somebody asked. Yeah. Then another one is the reasons, and let's check why it happens. I just split it in a couple of levels, 3 levels. And just want to mention one more time that it's not like specific person who's this fault, or but it's a system. It's the product and team problem. So, and there are a couple of reasons I described and highlighted here. So the first one is about the process. I read it in the books, and after that I started noticing in my career that especially on some small products, I would say, where client wants to get really fast, and they skip some again, I mentioned it previously, but they skip the design, and they just want to build really quickly because maybe some uh, budget limitation or time on deadlines, resources, etc. And they just discuss something with developers, they build it, and then you just got the ticket and you have no idea what's going on, because it's like you have no context. And usually for me, just when I'm building designs, I just need to have the answer on question why. I just need to understand what kind of problem I'm solving and why am I solving this, for whom, and who was requested this question or ticket, or this request from whom, to understand the contents and context. And in that case, I'm gonna be sure that my designs have some proofs and have some valid solutions, and I can talk like a mature designer to the client to prove that these designs have some value, because otherwise it can be like accidental, and because somebody asked, and we just need quickly to put 3 wireframes in Figma. That's all. Another reason why it happens is the team. And again, it was in theory, I noticed it about shared understanding from Lean UX again. But then, after some education, after some knowledge, I started notice a lot of things in practice on different projects, and there is no shared understanding in the team, and everybody, like developer, whoever represents the business, it can be stakeholder or client or product manager, depending on the side of the team, designer who represents the user experience and some mental models. And it's really dangerous when you don't have the common vision, and you don't have like you don't have in your head the same version of the product what you are building and why you are building this for. So the lack of this shared understanding can build accidental design at the end of the day, because you are not on the same page, you are speaking the same, not the same language, and there is no like at least some product discovery now. Even with, if you don't have like time, you don't have some budget, AI can speed up your work at least to get some research for one day, but you will get a lot of different insights. So your vision for your design solution will be totally different when you got some information from outside and from people, from companies, whatever. And it really matters before building something. Of course, there's these antidotes on the bottom of the page, as you can see. It really matters to write it down, and it really matters to have some call to align together in the team. So to understand that we have the answer for the basic questions before we start building something. And the other level and reason, this is an organization. I previously mentioned a little bit, but design should be as a discipline in the company, not an output. And many times I notice also in my career that people in the team, they're thinking about designers like deliverable the screens for, like, the screens in Figma, some wireframes, and make it beautiful, make it pretty. But designers, like mature designers, they should think in the problems. They should think in like product, what it gets in a couple of months, how it influences the product, this functionality in some period of time. And they just need to answer these questions why we are trying to change something or add something. And all the time we just need step by step, with baby steps, to check all our solution with users, of course, and to align, to have some balance between users and business, to align them to be like this checker, not guesser, to check if everything like fine, if everything is like fine between users and business. So in this case, you can be sure about your design solutions. So the next one, we can check a couple of examples. We already discussed some reasons, some symptoms, and some theory, what is accidental designs. But another one, I want to show you a couple of examples from real world, and how designs, and not only designs, but the process can influence the business. First, the case is healthcare.go. It's a health insurance marketplace, which was launched October 1st in 2013. And the accidental design happens when the first day of launch, there was like about 4 million visitors, and only 6 people could successfully enroll. And the failure was about, as far as I understand, as far as I know, that there were more than 60 plus vendors and teams that were working on this big marketplace. But yeah, as you can see, it probably was hard to find some shared understanding, to find like connection between this team, to understand the big picture, the one picture of the product. And at the end of the day, as you can see, it was planned to spend like $300 million. But after they fix it until March, fix all the problem, not only on designs, but of course on architecture and code, and fix all of these problems. Until March 2014, they spent more than $2 billion. It's like way more than it was expected. That's how it affects sometimes these things to real business and real money. Another example is Snapchat redesign. And here's a bit different problem, because they were just building designs, and this big redesign in 2018, they just redesign everything based on their own like hypothesis, without checking with users, because they were thinking that it would be better. But I have no idea why they didn't check, because they had like, and still have a lot of users where you can check your your solutions, and you can talk, you can test, you can understand the support team, you can ask support team about some issues, but still, and cost was like, as you can see from the screenshot, the stocks dropped a lot, like down from the for the first couple of days after redesign, and users even collected some petition selection, more than 1 million petitions, and just to give it back the previous design. And after that, they just analyze it, and they just started to fix and redesign something like with baby steps, chunks by chunks, because and to validate like on every small redesign of some feature on screen, to validate this decision and solution with users. That would be not so like cost a lot, and you can like check it from time to time. Okay, and yeah, I guess this is the last section, how to fix it, how we can move from accidental to intentional design. And there are a couple of approaches I would like to show you and to share with you. Again, we back from reasons and we put it here in one approach. So we should have like shared understanding between some team members and some departments inside the product. So all of these guys, like developers, designers, and product managers, should have like the same the same version of the product in their head. And before developing something and even designing, we should like spend some time from product discovery, for research. We should align together in the team and with stakeholders, and answer the basic questions like what is the problem, why we decided that this is problem, and if you need to solve it now or later, uh, who is this for actually, who is going to use it and why, and what we assume, what our hypothesis, how we're going to check them that they are really valid, they really will bring some value to users and to business. And we also need to assess some risk, what can happen, and we also need to be like, not to be, but to have some vision about success, about some metrics, how we're gonna know that it worked. Another approach is is not made up by me, but it's from framework of human-centered design by CEO of Tim Brown idea, and it's about these three circles, and they all represent different branches like desirability. It's about, again, about the users, about what people need, what people want. We need to consider this circle. Another one is business. We need to be aligned all the time and be on track with business if it really matters to business, and if we have some maybe constraints, we need to check it together and understand some budget, resources, deadlines, etc. And feasibility also, yeah, we talk, as previously I mentioned, about shared understanding. We need also to align together with developers to understand if we have some, maybe some constraints or obstacles to build, if we have the opportunity to build this, what we need or what we have. And this, the intersection of these three circles, I just called it like balanced solution, but there are many different actually names for that. We can call it ideal product, we can call it sweet spot, but the idea, I think, that you understand that business users and our like technical possibilities to develop it, these guys should be like always in our mind before building something and delivering to the end user. And another approach is triangulation. If previous three circles answer what to build, that in this case triangulation answers how to not to be wrong. And again, we can check the data, some of the metrics, drop-offs, I don't know, some session recordings, click-through rates, some funnels. Data can tell us what is happening inside in our interface and behind this, to understand like to answer this, to get some questions and answer what is happening. Then we can go to users to talk to them, to spend some time for interview, to try some usability testing. Also, if we have a support team, this is also like a really good thing to address to support team and ask about some complaints. Maybe users already, maybe they have something and they didn't share. That is also would help us to answer some, to understand, and it can tell us why it's happening. And also, yeah, at the same time, we can check with business if it really matters. We can bring this information we gather from data, from users, and come to business to talk to them to understand if it really matters to the business. And then I would like to share, this is a simple example, but still I want to share with you just for understanding that sometimes when we think that the research, the discovery, it's a bit boring and we don't have time for this. We need to show something to the client. We need to deliver something. We need to develop and we need to show some work. But work for work is nothing. And feature on the top of the features we already saw previously, it's nothing. It just bring not any value to the business and users. And this is a simple example. It is one of my project I'm working on. Sorry, it's on big data domain. And before this, we've implemented some functionality where users can share the projects inside the system. And then we had some hypotheses that okay, if users can share the project at the same time, they can see another projects in a draft status, so they can edit it. And for this one, we need some kind of collaboration. So we need to implement this new functionality on the top of this one. And we, together with product manager, went to development team, to the backend and front-end lead. So they estimated this functionality to build like for more or less 6 weeks, plus QA, and it's at least 2 months of developing this functionality. And it's not more about design, but about developing the functionality, because it was not easy as we found out to build it. But after that, we have some users, and we decided to go together to conduct some kind of interview, like to understand what, because they're already using some tools and they have some experience they can share, and we can get some insight from them how we're going to implement this in the best way they expecting. And all of them just said that this is actually a quote from the interview, that we don't need collaboration functionality. We don't want this mess. And that was like, yeah, we're supposed to be talking about like 30 minutes, but it was like 2 or 1 minute. They just answered this question and we just closed this ticket, this task. And yeah, this is how we save some time. And at the end of the day, we just started working on really important functionality for users at the end of the day. I guess that's all. And yes, I would like to finish this presentation with this phrase from Don Norman, who is the father of UX, considered to be father as UX. And he's saying that we must design for the way people behave, not for how we would wish them to behave. Or also, it's better to design not for people, but together with people. Okay, I guess that's all from my side, and please drop your questions. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, and I see that you have, I'm gonna check, I'm gonna try to answer this. Yeah, I see one question from Christina. Are accidental design and design depth are the same thing? Actually, no, it's like a bit different. Accidental design is when it started like the design depth is a result of accidental design. As accidental design started from these phrases, from building the feature top on the feature, but design depth, it's on this flow. It's like the result of that accidental design and our decision that we made previously. So that is a bit a bit small difference, not small, but difference between these two terms. So this is, I guess, if you have any questions, please drop this in the Q&A and I try to answer this. I hope that it was insightful for you.
Okay, so if you have any more questions, now is the time to send them. And yeah, I think that we can slowly wrap up, right? So thank you everybody for joining us today, and thank you, Denise, for sharing your expertise and practical perspective on product design. We hope this session encouraged you to take a closer look at the design decisions shaping your products every day. As we've seen, accidental design doesn't happen because teams don't care. It often emerges gradually as products evolve, requirements change, and quick decisions accumulate over time. And the good news is that with the right processes and mindset, those patterns can be transformed into intentional, scalable design solutions. And if today's discussion sparked ideas or questions about your own products, we would love to continue the conversation. And feel free to reach out to the CIGen team. We'd be happy to discuss your challenges and explore possible solutions together. And yeah, this webinar is a part of our ongoing series where we share practical insights from real-world product development, design, cloud engineering, and AI projects. If there are topics you'd like to see in future sessions, please let us know. And I think we have one more question in our Q&A.
Yeah, it's a question from Natalia. When the product is already messy, where can we actually start without a bigger design? Yeah, as you can see, this is like appropriate question. We saw the result of big redesign from the snapshot, and it's when it's already messy, it's better to understand again to go from the very beginning. It's better to go to the users to understand where is the biggest pain and to prioritize the functionality and start like with baby steps from the biggest pain and go down and to redesign or rebuild something like functionality by functionality, because the whole redesign can even create the bigger problem that it's already it's already in the system. Yeah.
Thank you, Denise, for your answer and for your expertise. And also, yeah, thank you to everybody, to all our participants again for spending time with us. And we hope you found the session valuable. And we are looking forward to welcoming you to our next webinar.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Bye.